that you see here is just that. What is the character on these machines? It's classic yet sporty. Why did we start with this design philosophy? We started with this design philosophy purely because we wanted to go back into that period where the journey was more important than the destination. And that is what the Jawa does for you. Having spoken a little bit about Jawa, let me come back to the 42. Now, Anupam just told you what the 42 meant. 42 meant pushing that design envelope a little bit further. 42 was edgier. We wanted the 42 to be more relevant in today's times. So what did we do? One, it has a different seating position, different handle, different handling. It's also got colors and cues which, to my mind, are a little bit different. They're a little bit more subtle, yet in your face as well. So there's that little bit that we're playing with around there. Again, a few more things. What is it? Why is it? There's a word that you see on the screen which is quirky. It has a few distinctive quirks in there. It has a few distinctive design elements. The offset speedometer, for example, is one of those. So that is the bar end mirrors that you see, and the bar end mirrors which you can actually turn upside down as well, as you see on the Perak. So that is essentially what we wanted to do in terms of creating a motorcycle which was born from the same ethos, from the same value system, but yet was different in terms of its outlook. So there you have the Jawa 42. Okay, we're talking about these two motorcycles as our design philosophy. This is the one is a pure classic. The other one is the fantasy of a classic. It's what you would expect a classic to be, but yet have all the modern touches. So that is, gentlemen, ladies, this is the Jawa and the Jawa 42. I'm going to get into a little bit of a technical spec. I'm not going to bore you for very long, but yes, we're going to cover a little bit of what is necessary. All Jawas, when they were built in the 50s, 60s, there was 3-4 things which stood out. Rideability, handling, nimbleness. All of words, very easy to say, but very difficult to express as a motorcycle. What did we do? We started from there. We said we are not going to lose that character. The machine, even though it may have all the modern tech, has to have that nimbleness, that stability, that handling, that maneuverability. And that is what we started with design. We've worked a lot on the vehicle geometry, and the motorcyclists among you, I'm sure, are not going to be disappointed. It handles beautifully, it runs, it takes what you can throw at it. We wanted to stay within the boundaries of the classic form, yet give it that modern touch, yet give it that modernity which is needed, and build a sportiness, a certain sportiness which Jawa was always known for. So there we have this. We're going to just talk a little bit more about the geometry part. You're seeing the geometric triangles, you're seeing the difference between the two. The ergonomic triangle is very important. Most of you will know that, but how it is different in the two is just being highlighted on the screen now. One thing I wanted to talk a little bit more about was in terms of braking. Now, braking is, we all know, is a function of the brakes. Yes, of course it is. But it's also a function of the frame. It's also a function of the weight distribution. It's also a function of and when I mean weight distribution, I mean front axle weights, rear axle weights, and it's all, there's a lot of technical jargon that I can talk to you about, but hey, let's not go there. The whole idea was that the machine should brake well, and which is what we've achieved with the braking setup that we put on it. Stability, which is with the frame. The nimbleness, again, maneuverability coming in from the front axle weight, the rear axle weight, the weight distribution on the machine. So all of that. we've spoken about a little bit about the machines. Now let's talk a little bit about the engine piece. And before we do that, I would like to welcome Ampilio Maki. You've heard about Ampilio from Anupam. Ampilio, and accompanying Ampilio onto the stage is the engine team head for Classic Legends, Naitik Patel. Welcome, Ampilio. Welcome. All right. Ampilio, I know you had a very difficult task. Guys, can we get a mic across for Ampilio, please? There we go. Ampilio, as you signed up for this, you had one of the, to my mind, the most difficult task. What do you think that was?
First, apologize for my English, but
a bit closer to yourself.
I try to explain the good answer. For my life, I design many engines, more than 23, like Ashish said, racing engine, production engine. Normally the people ask me to increase the power, more RPM, like 14,000, 50,000. When we started to speak about the brand Jawa, Ashish explained to me the philosophy, new philosophy of the brand. And he asked me to work around the torque in the bottom, very high torque in the bottom, good feeling for the rider, and also the special noise. Special noise means the good sound, different sound. We work a lot about the thermodynamic engine, like cylinder head, expo sport, but maybe after you can learn this engine. After that, I think now we are very close to starting production. I love a lot of this engine. I think it is one my favorite engine I design. I think I would like to say thank you also to Indian team technical cooperated with me for a long time. Now I am very happy to stay with us. Thank you.
Thank you, Ampilio. That was useful. Now, Naitik, tell me about the most interesting problems that you had to solve. Because Ampilio just defined what was expected. Now, what was your challenge in that?
Thank you, Ashish. First of all, we wanted to make a classic bike engine. We not only wanted the bike to ride like a classic one, but also look like a classic one, and bringing back the old Jawa looks in particularly. We have built in some of the features which I will tell, like it has the integrated cooling system cylinder head with dual separate twin exhaust ports. It has future ready connected CATCON box, which are the few technical ones. I will not go into the details, but these were some of the.
All right, good to hear that. Ladies and gentlemen, please note the engines are BS6 ready, as we have said before as well. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you so much. Just rolling forward with this, we're going to talk. We spoke about the motorcycle. We're just going to look at the technical specs. I'm not going to read those out. I think you will all understand. These are motorcycle tech specs. What does it do? What dimensions? One critical thing I'd like to point out: the seat height, 765 millimeters, one of the lowest in the in class, in category. That makes the bike much more handleable, maneuverable. Moving on from here, we're going to talk a little bit about the design elements on the motorcycle. We're going to talk about the